Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. This is Ardy.
And this is Miriam, and you're watching
Life
Life with
with
Ardy
Ardy
and
and
Miriam.
Miriam. Today's episode, we're going to discuss questions to ask your spouse so that your intimacy grows with each other.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Oftentimes kasi, di ba, when
Mm.
husband and wife get into a date,
Mm.
um, there's a tendency to talk about mundane things like
Small talk.
finances. We get caught up in the question like, how are you? How are you today? Ganyan. What's happening at work?
Mm.
Or how are the kids? And I think when we were first dating,
Mm.
it actually worked that we were already getting into deep conversations, especially when you introduced to me this book, 100 Questions to Ask Before
Mhm.
You Get Engaged. Because in those, going through the questions that were suggested in that book, we actually really got to know each other, our values, what's important to us, our listen to each other's answer.
Before getting married.
Parang mas na-confirm na, ay, ang galing naman ni Lord, no? Talagang compatible tayo. Kasi yung important things in life, yung values, align tayo.
So the question is, why not continue that when
When
you're married na?
you're married. Yun, ang tendency nga kasi nga, pag busy
Nakuha na
na,
eh.
may mga anak na, yun, hindi na napag-uusapan
Oo.
yung mga importanting things.
So what's the solution to that problem?
Then we must continue to try to get to know each other because it's a
So asking questions is such an important thing that we take for granted. It's such a powerful tool to get to know each other. So some practical things before you do that. So set a date. We've done that, di ba? We set aside Thursday. Dapat every Thursday we go out and we date each other. We choose a restaurant, and so that's a good 1 hour and a half. And sometimes we get into the trap of just
talking about the surface.
Enjoying the meal, looking at each other,
Talking at events, but not really focusing on each other and each other's heart.
So you need to find that time and that space. So find a place where you can be uninterrupted for like 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And usually that's in a quiet corner in a restaurant. Make sure it's not, well, of course, you have to be safe in this time of quarantine and pandemic. So make sure that you're in a place that's not so, secluded na rin siya. Diba? Okay. And then make sure that you have a código. So that's what we're going to give them. I'll give some reference, some questions to ask. And lastly is to make eye contact now.
I actually, eye contact, especially prolonged eye contact, actually draws each other further into parang into one another. Para mas maraming nai-inlove pag nag-eye to eye contact. Huwag naman yung staring na ganyan na di ba, parang okay, this guy's creepy, pero
there's a Japanese researcher daw that says when you do eye contact, it builds empathy. Yung creepy.
Yung isa malaki, yung isa maliit. Okay,
so it's okay to stare, but make sure you blink in between so it's not creepy. Okay.
Staring because you're really focused on listening to that person.
You're not looking at your phone.
I know.
Not checking questions from other people.
Yeah.
This is from the researcher. His name is Arthur Aron. He's a researcher, a scientist who said, there's parang kulang yung studies about love.
Wait, do you want to share with them what we ask each other already before we get into this?
Okay. What do we ask each other? We have the standard question.
Your standard question.
Which is, how am I doing as a husband? And what can I improve on?
And then I also remember that we ask each other, how's your heart? How's your heart today?
Pero sometimes we stop at that and then since we're lovey-dovey, we're having a nice meal, it's usually nice and positive. Diba? Ayun. So, here's some examples. So there are 36 questions now, and they come in 3 sets, so 12 each level. Okay.
What is this resource you're reading?
Okay, this is from, we'll put the link down in the description box, scienceofpeople.com. 36 deep questions to ask your spouse or your partner, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So some examples. First 12. For example, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? So you start with something that is easy to answer, right? Then before you go in deep.
Okay, I like Oprah.
Oprah.
I've always been a fan of her.
So dinner. Okay. Fair enough.
How about you?
Just popped in my mind. Bono.
Bono.
Yeah.
Why Bono?
He's interesting. He's this world famous rock star. At the same time, he's a Christian living out his faith. And it would be interesting to know, how he's done that. Kasi bihira lang yung ganun eh. World famous rock star. And then
Pero grounded in faith.
yes. So yeah, I'm surprised that I thought about that. The next maybe would be Steph Curry.
Okay. I know you're a fan.
Yes. And then number 2, would you like to be famous? In what way? Kaya famous ka na eh.
Ikaw dun eh. Naalala ko nung minsan, naghahanip mo kami sa Paris. Tapos may mga Pinay na naghangot sa ilalim ng Eiffel Tower. Mas siya yung nilapitan at humingi ng autograph niya ha.
Tsaka picture.
Kaysa sa akin.
Sabi ko ako, kay Miriam, ayaw mo pa-picture? Hindi, okay na yung sa'yo. Once lang yan.
Okay. Well, would you like to be even more famous than you are already now? And in what way?
Only to expand the platform that we have.
Okay.
But not because I want to be.
But you're not just because you're amazing. But you're amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, number 3, before making a phone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
Not really. Unless it's a super, super important call.
Yeah.
That will involve a lot of emotions.
You go through it in your mind, what you're going to say. Number 4, what would constitute a perfect day for you?
A day at the beach.
Beach. Okay.
Kasi tagal na natin hindi nag-beach. Kaya nga yung background natin, nakakasabik.
Yeah, this is a picture I took when I was in Maui. The last time I was in Maui, in Hawaii. I took a hike and I said, when I look back, wow, I said, wow, ang ganda. Yeah. Pareho tayo. Parang gusto kong tumira by the beach. And so we'd have perfect days, not just a perfect day.
Yeah. Harap ko na yung isang dream mo.
Number 5, when did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
This morning, kahapon, I sang a worship song to the Lord.
Okay.
This morning, I didn't get to do it. How?
Yesterday when I sang to Elijah. But to myself, last night when we...
last night when I put him to bed.
Yeah. And also when we did worship. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Also worship last night. Tama, that was the last one.
Okay, number 6, if you were able to live to the age of 90, lola mo nga, 100.
101, turning 102 in October.
Yeah, kahapon we saw her. Sabi niya, her mind is still very clear and sharp, but her body is kind of mahina. But nakakatayo pa rin siya, nakakain. Amazing. You have good genes. So if you're able to live in the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you choose?
If you're able to live to the age of 90 and retain either mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you choose? Body.
Use of a body if you don't retain your mind. Pero your
parang
mind
what's the use of a fit body kung may ka naman, dementia ka naman or something. And then what's the use of keeping your mind kung yung body mo naman dwindling, bedridden ka na, parang ano yung quality of life mo doon?
So ang gandang question yan. You discuss each other, get to know each other deeper and process it, and who knows, I mean, kasi balang araw darating din kayo doon, di ba? If you notice, the questions are going from a little bit surface and then deeper and deeper. And you're not supposed to skip the questions kasi these questions were really researched and put together by Dr. Aron.
You mean in one day you're supposed to ask all 12?
No. You're not supposed to do all of this in one sitting. Well, at least the first set, pwede. And then the next set, another day. But these are just some examples. So,
maganda kasi these are opening questions that can bring out certain dreams, fears, issues in a person's life, and then maybe instead of going on to the next question on this list, you can probe, diba? You can probe further. Why do you say that?
Ito, number 7, interesting.
Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
Secret hunch.
I have a prayer of how we will die, that we will both be raptured into the air, into the sky, and meet the Lord among secret the clouds. Hunch. That's my dream. That's my prayer. I don't know. Do you have a secret hunch?
Well, two things came to my mind. First was how Brother Mark died. He died happy.
Because he just had sex and then he had a heart attack.
At least mabilis, di ba? You died happy and then...
Okay.
What's the best thing to do, di ba? Best thing to do before dying is make love with your wife. But it's funny because in the past, sometimes I would have dreams of me in a plane and it would be crashing. Then I would say, Lord, is this my last? Am I going to die? And then parang it would like... And I would think to myself, in my dream, it was so vivid. And then in my mind saying, I'm ready to die. I'm ready. It's okay. I would have peace. But I would literally see the plane like going like that and then going down towards the beach. It would be on a shore. The beach.
Crashing into the water.
This was a season in my life. Pero nung napangasawa kita, natigil na. So I don't know if there's a secret hunch.
Kaya nga na lang tayo.
Yun. So, di ba, malalim yun, di ba? You get to know, you get to think about that. And maybe you can talk about a will. You can talk about how you want to die. And like before, I already made a list of things. I sent it to Pastor Joby a long time ago. This was when Ting Ting passed away.
Ano yun? May tagaba sa kisama natin.
Kailangan siya siguro.
Ano yung naririnig ko mga rumbling.
Naririnig mo yan. So you get to talk about, like I have a last will, I have it's called a living will, and like a list of what I want to happen at my wake. So I've actually done that. Have you done that? Like,
hindi pa, pero sinabi mo na sa akin kung anong song ang gusto mo i-play, kaya ayaw ka makinig din sa song na yan.
Sorry. Umiyak ka na. Okay. Number 8, name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common.
Chocolates. Love for chocolates. Faith, obviously.
It's like we enjoy hanging out, vacationing, traveling.
We love traveling.
Looks like we also enjoy having common love for family. So something like that, you can ask each other those things. And then, you feel a bond. You feel a bond?
James Bond. Mighty Bond.
Coupon bond.
Coupon bond.
Okay, number 9. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
Jesus.
Jesus loving you. Okay.
And His presence.
Most grateful.
And salvation.
So I'd like to know more kasi I expect that already from you.
Okay.
So what else are you most grateful for? I mean, of course, that's important. Your relationship with Jesus, with God.
For having married you.
Next.
Pingin pera.
Ice cream na.
Sige, gusto ko ng chocolate.
Meron ka na happy wife fund. Daming pera. Diba?
Pingin pa.
Okay. Gcash. Okay, number
Next.
10. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Wish that I could have traveled more as a child with my parents.
When was the first time you traveled back?
16 years old.
16 na. Okay. 3 years old pa lang.
Oh, sa US.
US na kami.
Yung exposed to different cultures, ganyan, to different paintings, the arts, architecture, music. Ikaw?
There's some things, pero I don't know this is valid, parang I like to avoid regret. So I don't want to go back and say, sana ganito, sana ganyan. So maybe this question, I don't really want to dwell on it because the Bible says to dwell on, meditate on these things, whatever is excellent, whatever is praiseworthy, whatever is lovely, whatever is, diba?
Okay, sorry naman po.
Hindi. Ito, I'm just processing this
This
part kasi it brings up regret for me. So I'd rather not. There are things that I'm doing now with our sons that I wish were done to me when I was young.
So you didn't have it when you were young, and now you want your children.
Yeah, to experience that. But it's not a hit on my parents or my dad because he did what he could. He did what he knew. So I don't want to dishonor him, but it's something that I would change. Pero yun nga.
Parang may sinasabi ka na.
Okay, so number 11. So so those questions, it brings up stuff that makes you know your
parang ang follow-up
more.
question dyan, bakit? How were you raised ba? Yan na. So it will give a window into your childhood, and then it will lead to a possible parang opening of what issues, unearthing of.
But okay ba yan to open up childhood wounds or childhood?
Well, remember, even in our 100 questions to ask before you got engaged, meron din ganong type of question. Parang ito na yung part na getting deeper.
Getting to know the person more. Yung 11 na medyo nakalagay dito, take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible in 4 minutes.
Ayan. Kaya yung precursor question dyan, yung about how you were raised.
Yun. So, we know each other. We because we speak and we share our life story in more than 4 minutes with a lot of detail. Minsan isang oras pa. So this is something that if you told me, I don't know if there's something new that I would discover.
But if they would like to know, we can put our link to our story in the description below.
Yeah.
So last question in this set.
If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be? Ano yan, parang superpower?
One quality.
Or ability. What's the first thing on your mind? Don't edit.
First thing that came to my mind, organization. Kasi nandito tayo sa room, sa storage room natin na ang daming kalat pa eh.
You know, when I have a confession to make. When I met you and before I married you, I was so attracted. One thing that attracted me to you was, wow, this girl is really organized.
Really?
Yeah. When I went to your condo, your apartment, I saw how neat and organized things were. And you had a place for everything, and you're fine. So I said, wow, she's going to help at least, kasi that's
put order in your life.
Or at least sa mga gamit kasi yun. Ayun pala, okay din. I mean, you desire.
I got that from my mom. My mom is super organized and
kasi,
systematic.
So, but I appreciate how you've, with the help of Ninja Maid.
Yes,
who's
thank you,
coming tomorrow.
Ninja Maid.
Yeah, so malaking transformation. So you should watch out for that video, how Miriam and Ninja Maid really transformed and organized our ground floor basement, and that's why we can do this now.
Okay, so that's the first set of our questions. Oh, okay. So, yeah.
So
sorry. Yeah, how about you?
So you need
What
to
is
take
one
turns. So don't
quality?
forget to take turns.
What is one quality or ability would you like to wake up tomorrow?
The first thing that came to mind was weird, the ability to sing.
To sing.
Yeah, sing.
Okay.
So I could sing love songs to you. I've always been frustrated. I love music kasi. And so I want to have the ability to sing, play the guitar, play the instrument.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice ability.
In fact, last
music.
night, parang, I don't know, when I was thinking about it, like I was thinking, kasi nasa bucket list ko yun eh, learn how to play guitar.
It's never too late.
Yun. Kasi we were watching the worship, tapos I was watching Jeff Lucas playing the guitar. So naisip ko, kaya ko kaya matuto pa mag-guitar?
Oh naman, it's never too late. Yun. So that's the first set of questions that we picked up from this article. So tell us, what do you think about these questions? And do you think it will help support a deeper and more intimate relationship with your spouse? Or do you think responding to those questions will feel more, I want to run away from this person? Or,
you're married na eh.
Ay, oo nga pala, married na nga pala.
Hindi to before getting married.
Oo nga pala. Pero, let us know what you think.
And then in our next episode, we're going to discuss a second set of questions. They call it set 2 deep questions. So hindi pa yan deep.
Oo, hindi pa. Surface pa lang yan.
Surface pa lang. Hope you enjoyed this episode and hope this will bring you on a journey to know your spouse better. Start asking each other questions that will bring you deeper in love together. The study shows that when you ask these questions, it will make you fall in love with each other even more. May sumunod ka agad dito.
Paluwal muna natin to bago. Sa isa muna.
Okay, so pray for us. 4 weeks na lang, 4 to 6 weeks na lang, di ba? And lalabas na should we review?
Si Baby Roberto. Okay. Abangan na lang sa mga susunod na video kung anong pangalan ang ibibigay namin kay Baby.
Yeah. All right. So,
till our next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So again, if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, Life with Ardy and Miriam, and click on the notification bell so that you will be informed every time we upload a new video.
Yeah, just paki-like na rin and comment because that also helps get our channel noticed on YouTube because of the algorithm. So sabi nyo na, yun, comment and like and share. Share na rin because sharing is
caring.
All right.
See you in our next video.
God bless. Bye.
Hey.